let me give a small perspective on our hiring strategy, which is very important. Maruti started almost 37, 38 years ago, and it started as a public sector. So as a public sector, as you know, the maximum hiring is through the entry route. But when we started, practically we had very little competition. Only maybe two companies or three companies existed those days. But there was challenge in terms of getting the right people for the right fit. So we hired from even companies like BHEL or tractor companies or perhaps commercial companies because very strong passenger car never existed in India at that time, and our dream and vision was to put India on the wheels. And our vision statement also says that we want to be pride of India. And 38 years down the line, I am happy to say that today almost 21 companies are competing with us, and we still command more than 50% market share. Now we went through three phases, and why it is important from a talent perspective is that we got varied talent, and then in the beginning itself we started hiring the best talent from the best of the places. Now those talent have continued to stay with us because we created the strategies and an environment around that. Now when we look today and when we see that we have so much of intense competition, and we being from public sector to joint venture to a completely Japanese company, uh, how we are able to do it despite the fact that technology is not very different for these companies. Everything actually remains the same, except that of course Maruti has advantage in terms of network and cost and all those, and we are in the mass section. But what differentiates Maruti from competition is its people. And when I say people, I say excellent people that we have, and they have actually created that strategy, that network, that kind of customer centricity. All this has happened because of the people. But and that is why what we say is that our what differentiates Maruti from competition is its human capital, its people. So building and nurturing capital is important. So another thing which is very important to understand is that we believe in building talent rather than buying talent. So almost 90% plus hiring that we do is through the campus route. Maybe 8 10% max we have gone through the lateral route, but we hire them young. You will never hear that we hire very senior level folks, and that too in a core area. Non-core areas, yes, people have come, but not in the core areas. So talent acquisition is a very very key function in Maruti, because these are the talent who will actually make or break the company. So essentially, we being an engineering company, we focus more on graduate engineers and MBAs. Of course, at the shop floor, we hire people from ITIs. We run ITIs also because we find that the kind of curriculum required is not there. So we also run, and we partner with many ITIs. We run even polytechnics for diploma holders. So that's the requirement at the shop floor. But people to design, to do supply chain, to do other function, you need engineers or MBAs. Now coming to kind of guiding principles that we have during hiring is that uh, when we hire for lifetime. That's our principle. So we look at people who can really spend fairly long time and they make a career here. So I normally say that the infant mortality in Maruti is for people at less than 5 years. And if they have to leave, they will leave within 4 to 5 years. But people who cross the threshold of 5 years, they are bound to stay for a long, long time. So hence our attrition is less than 2% for a fairly long time. And because of the kind of structure or processes that we have been able to create, of course, with the help of the people who were able to create that. And we have had our misfortunes also. It's not that everything has been a smooth sailing all the time. But when we hire the best. So our is either do a strong hire or no hire. There is no middle ground. So when we go for campus hiring, we have a very stringent process. Even for graduate or a management trainee or a ITI or a diploma holder, we follow certain process. So one of the first process is that we do strong hire or no hire, and we look at fitment even at the shop floor level, that culturally, skill wise, competency wise, whether they are fitting our kind of competency framework, our values, our core values, whether they are fitting or not. And as I said, for long term, and we look at diversity also. So you will have various kind of people actually working in Maruti from all across the country. But the basic principle when we follow, let me just give a few steps to that. We have certain criteria that fundamentally or academically, the students should be 65% plus throughout. That's the basic cutoff. So that helps us during interviews and final selection, because academically the students are good. Secondly, we go to tier 1, tier 2 colleges and even engineering colleges. We target those colleges, and we also experiment in terms of what we call summer internship and all from various colleges. Try to understand how we partner with many colleges in terms of various things. But once the candidate is clearing the threshold, then they appear in kind of tests that we do. And the test has been always, having various kind of things being implemented from year to year. It's not that it has remained same. So we have, like for graduate engineer, if I would say, we normally do various 3-4 tests. Like we'll do a functional test, we'll do a logical ability test, we'll do English comprehension test also, and quantitative ability. These are basically just to understand their abilities. People who clear, there is a threshold, and people who clear this, then they have to go through the process of a very logical presentation that they have to do to the panel. Basis the elimination in the presentation, then they face the final interview where the final call is taken. But when you look at management trainees, MBAs especially, we do a test which is called business analysis test, and we do a situational judgment analysis. We have been doing psychometric also, because from a business analysis point of view, we just look at critical reasoning and data interpretation and things like that. But the situational judgment test helps us in understanding their communication, learning ability, collaborative working, work management, and initiative and drive. These are a few things that we look at through these tools, and we have been experimenting with various companies in terms of looking at these aspects, softer part of the skill. But the real thing is that for the management trainees, when we go to campuses, we do GD. GD is a big selection or elimination process, as you would say. A lot of traits and abilities you are able to find out. And when we hire people for sales or marketing or for many other critical function or HR, we have a lot of input coming in the GD itself. So GD is very critical, where the elimination happens there itself, because if you have large number of people attending, then that helps actually. But then in the interview, basically when we look at the interview part, and when we look at some of the things that we are actually looking at, so let me just share that some of the traits that we look in people are basically communication, which is very important, because communication, body language, your quality of mind, expression is very important. We look at the kind of confidence that person has, and who can maintain good eye contacts and things like that, which is very important for and these are the some of the behaviors or competencies which are observable, measurable, and these are coachable. So the during school and colleges, this is the best time to nurture the communication, both written as well as verbal. Very, very important, because this is where you have to present yourself. You are branding yourself. So the recruiters, they are very happy to see people who can actually present their views or articulate very well. Analytical thinking is again something that we look for. We get some of the detail, but for people, how they use data, how they come to some factual or logical analysis that they do is very, very important. Then we look at initiative and drive, which we are getting anyway from the SJT tool that we are using. And problem solving again is something, some situation is given and asked, and normally in the interview we are just asking basically to provide a context or describe the challenge or expectation, explain the impact or result. So they will tell if they have encountered similar situation. We are not saying that in a working condition, but within the college also, they are part of various teams and projects, and how they have actually involved. So what we call in the interview as a STAR framework. STAR is situation, task, result, and action. So we look at all the aspects during the interview, and interviews are normally 15 to 20 minutes. Interview can go up to half an hour also. So learnability and adaptability, this is very important, because for us, building is more important than buying. And that is the reason that we focus a lot and on the building of the employees, because our talent pipeline has to be very, very strong. So we are very happy to say that our talent pipeline is so strong that we are actually happy that many of the competition is led by ex-Marutian, or key functions is held by Marutian, because that is the kind of strength we have in terms of creating the bench that we have in terms of quality talent, or the succession pipeline is very, very strong. So we are very happy about that. And this is what we look at: people who are ready to learn and adapt. Agility is there, and ownership and commitment. These are very basic traits. These are not traits which are very, very difficult, but at the entry level, we focus more on these kind of competencies. But when we talk about the current pandemic, which has actually changed the game itself. So today what is happening is that newer competencies we will have to look at. And as I said, we do lateral hiring also, where process is somewhat similar, but we don't do GD and things like that. But the written assessment and other assessment do happen. We do situational judgment or psychometric, but the focus is more on the interview part, where we apply the same principle. But when we look at the competencies that now this pandemic has actually thrown, is that the organization itself is mindset shifts has happened, and from hierarchies now we have moved to networks. We don't know who is where, except for the shop floor. 1/3 of population is in the office, 2/3 is where we don't know. So, but we are anyway, instead of controlling, we are empowering them. From planning, it is becoming to experimentation, and from privacy, it is becoming transparency, because a lot of change has happened in the organization. And then what is required as a newer competencies for candidates who are coming in, or even for people who are there, these are the competencies which needs to be developed and more relevant in any kind of organization. So one is resilience and empathy. This is what we are looking at: people who have perseverance, endurance. So these are some of the new things we'll be even looking in from the candidate perspective. and also try to develop in our people. Digital dexterity is very important. This is the era of technology, and we have to have people who can think like that. And digital dexterity is something that I would say, at my level, when Government of India banned 30 Chinese app, honestly speaking, I only heard about one I knew, that was TikTok or something. Rest,
Yeah.
I really don't know, I never heard of.
Yeah.
So that is my digital dexterity. But today with the world on social media, this is something which is required by everyone today. We are forced to do webinar online and all, and slowly in the last 6 months we are used to now all these either Zoom or WebEx or various kind of platforms. So we are learning at our age also, we are trying to learn. But digital dexterity is something which will be very, very important. In fact, when you do online interviews and all, and candidate fails to join or is struggling, or all those will actually add to the negative points, because the digital dexterity is not there. So they have to be very, very
Yeah, he's given, Mr. Hussain has given tremendous big input. I would say that for a company like Maruti, which is a world leader now, so he has not kept anything away from the students and the academy. He has given all the inner possible information and details so that Maruti continues to get the right talent. And we continue to be grateful to him for being such a big support to NDM all this time and to me personally.